December. How is it December? I don't understand. But that means we have to pick our December reads. So, without further ado, without me rattling on, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that bullshit. Sorry, gotta do my shameless plug. But let's check out my December reads. Let's go! Okay, so if you guys want to see how I pick out my reads, please go follow my TikTok. I'll link it right here. But other than that, really, we're just going to go over everything I'm reading, and I'll tell you if I'm excited about it or kind of intimidated by it or what I'm thinking with this series or that book, whatever. For the first time, literally ever, 99% of my books are physical copies. That never happens. They're usually all on my Kindle. So we're going to go over the 2 that I have on my Kindle, and the rest are physical copies. So the first one on my Kindle is going to be Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. That is book 2 in the Naturals series, which is like a YA Criminal Minds for Kids kind of series. And I am super excited. I read book 1 in the summer, and I finally drew it on my list. If you guys don't know, I have a wheel. I spin it, and that's how I pick my list every month. And I drew it, and I'm super excited because I loved that story, and I loved the twists and turns that we got in that first book, and I cannot wait for book 2. On the other side of that, I also have book 2 of here it is, the One Dark Window series. I am ordering the physical copy because I do want the physical copy to like tab and indent and annotate and everything. But book 2 is Two Twisted Crowns. I do have it on Kindle Unlimited. I'm super excited to read it, and I cannot wait because how book 1 ended, I have to know what goes on in book 2. Plus, I gotta know if Raven and Bess get together. So, of course, I'm super excited for that. But the rest are all physical copies. So I asked my Alexa to pick a number between 1 and 15, and she picked 12. I already told you 2 of the books. Here are the rest. It's quite a bit, y'all. What am I reading? Let me show you. I'm reading The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This one is super short, and I've heard it's really cute, and just reading the synopsis in the back, I'm super excited to read this short little story and just get a break from all the hardcore fantasy reads that I have in my list. I then have Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This is another one that's been on my list, my TBR, for months and months and months and months and months. And I know I'm like late to the game, but I'm super excited for it. And I'm really excited to get into this world and this universe. And I hope I love it just as much as everyone else on Book Talk does. And then this one's probably my favorite book all month long that we're going to be reading, or I hope it's going to be, I should say. It's The Nightingale by Chris and Hannah. I'm so excited for this, but then I'm also kind of nervous and intimidated by it because it is quite long, and I do know it's based in World War II, but as a nurse and somebody who majored in World War II history as well, I'm really excited for this one, and I hope that it portrays World War II and nursing like it should. I mean, it is called The Nightingale, so I'm hoping that's what it's about. After reading the back, though, yeah, this looks good. This looks good. I'm intimidated by it, but it does look good. And then I'm going to read The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, which is book 2 of the Nightborn Duet, which I believe is now finished, or there's another one that just came out. One of the 2. But this one is a thicker one, but I'm not intimidated by it because I devoured book 1, and I loved book 1. So I'm not super worried about book 2. And I don't think I mentioned it, but it's by Carissa Broadbent. So The Ashes and Star-Cursed King. Y'all, this one, I hope it lives up to the hype that book 1 did, because it was so good. Book 1, devoured it. Book 2, I hope it's as good. And then we're going to go back into a YA, and I'm going to read Caraval. I've heard the romance in this, the 2 main characters, and their love story is so good. And I've also heard it's kind of like Hunger Games in a way, so I'm super excited. And I do know I have to read this series before I read Once Upon a Broken Heart. And this is by Stephanie Garber. So Caraval. And then probably my most anticipated read of all time, I'm reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. I have been so excited to read this, and I keep thinking I'm going to put it on no matter what. I'm just going to add it to my list, and then I just don't. And so when I spun it, I literally like told my husband, I'm like, yes, finally, because I have been so excited to read this. I've heard amazing things, not only about the book, but about the author and how her story like telling is and her writing style. So this one is probably the first book I'm going to read this month, to be honest. But I cannot wait. This one is probably my most anticipated and most excited for read of all month. And then we have another Jennifer Lynn Barnes book. I am going to read The Hawthorne Legacy. I was supposed to read this in October, if you guys go back to my October reads, and I never got to it. I am making this a priority. I am going to read it. I loved the Inheritance Games, and I cannot wait to figure out who she ends up with, because honestly, there's 4 main love interests, and I think I know who she's going to end up with, but I could be wrong. But still, cannot wait. And then I can't go the entire month of December without reading a Christmas book, because hello, it's Christmas. And so I'm going to read How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I'm super excited to read about the candy cane scene. If you guys know, you know. I cannot wait to read this book, but I think I'm going to wait and read this one a little bit closer to Christmas time. And then we have another book 2 in a series, Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I cannot wait to see how this story continues. And so, of course, I had to throw this in immediately. And then last but not least, this one I feel like I'm super late to the game with. Everyone has already read it. Nightshade or Skyshade and Nightbane just came out, or something, one of the two. I think Skyshade was one that just came out, but I've never even heard the series, and so I'm gonna read it. Light Lark by Alex Astor. I don't know, y'all. I know it's YA, but I've heard amazing things, and I know it's another fantasy, and I have several fantasies this month, but like I have to know. Everyone's talking about it. I have to know. So I'm going to... Oh, it has an exclusive in it. Cool. That is all 12 books that I plan on reading this month. Is it a lot? Yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely. Am I going to read all 12? Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. I do plan on reading all 12 books this month. I can't see myself not. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot going on this month, so I have a whole ton of time to read. I hope you guys enjoy these kinds of videos. If you guys do, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me a lot. But other than that, I love you guys. Make good choices. Be safe out there. It is such a crazy world. And I will see you guys in my next one. Read on, y'all.